The coalition of Sri Lanka's President Anura Kumara Dissanayake has won the parliamentary election in the country. Projections show that Dissanayake's National People's Power Party is on course for a two-thirds majority in parliament. The leftist Dissanayake took power after September's presidential elections. He's promised since to combat graft and alleviate poverty as Sri Lanka struggles to emerge from a severe financial crisis. His victory marks a break from the political oligarchies that have long dominated Sri Lankan politics. Political analyst Paikya-Soti Saravanamutu joins me now from Colombo. Welcome to DW. Now, it looks like a landslide victory for the president. What does that mean for Sri Lanka?
Well, it does look like a landslide victory. And what it does mean for Sri Lanka on the basis of past experience is that when governments have got such huge majorities, very soon it goes sour. And it's management of that majority that is going to be the biggest challenge, I suspect, for the president. Because the NPP is effectively the JVP, the Janata Vimukti Peramuna, who launched two insurgencies against the government of Sri Lanka. So they are fairly some of the JVP cadre might well be very strongly single nationalists and some might be Marxists. And so it's a question of whether they will mold well with the technocrats who have been brought in through the NPP, university lecturers and people like that, who do not have much experience being in government. They certainly have some expertise.
Dissanayake was, with this election, seeking a clear mandate, and he got it. You said it there. But from what I'm sensing in your previous answer, that doesn't mean that he'll be able to just enact his policy proposals the way he wants.
Yes, I don't think that's going to be possible. I think there will have to be some sort of negotiation with whoever his parliamentary majority is and with the rest of his party cadre in the JVP.
So what does he need to do? Because there is, of course, a lot of disconfidence in the government and governance from what people have experienced in the past. What does the president now need to do to restore that confidence and show people that this is a new political era?
Well, the entire social contract in Sri Lanka is in tatters. We need a new political culture, as well as we need some very basic structural reforms to proceed into the future. So on the economy, he said he's going to work within the framework set by the IMF, but he's also talking about subsidies. He's not talking about decreasing the number of public servants, which is a hugely bloated public service. And he has to talk about privatizing or going for public-private partnerships as far as the state-owned enterprises in the country are concerned. Then he has to deal with the North and East, where he has won in Jaffna, in the northern capital of Jaffna. But he has to come up with the full implementation of the 13th Amendment, giving land powers and police powers to the people up there. Then there's a whole question of the Prevention of Terrorism Act and the online security bill. So, on a number of fronts, he has to move fast. And I would argue that it's probably best for him to come up with a 100-day program and hit the road running.
Another thing that you didn't mention there, but that's very closely linked to the state of the economy, of course, is that he has promised to alleviate poverty. Now, how does he plan to do that, especially at a moment where a quarter of all Sri Lankans live below the poverty line?
Well, he's promising to do that by providing greater subsidies, by reducing the taxation on those least able to bear it, by reducing VAT, value-added tax, by providing subsidies.
Is that realistic, though? Sorry to jump in there. Is that realistic given the state of the economy right now?
I personally don't think so, not to the scale at which he has promised it. And so that's going to be a major challenge, because apart from the whole question of corruption, which is one of the key issues in the campaign, and he'll have to do something about corruption by putting a big fish behind bars in the first year of his government, the whole question is about the cost of living and people making ends meet on a daily basis.
That's political analyst Paikya-Soti Saravanamutu. Thank you so much for all those insights.
Thank you.